So from this data, just select the random, not single number. You can select
was
you can select the age, you can select followers,
to Power
then you
BI.
can select what discount, store it as a different data set. Then I want you to scale it to what all the values under this mentioned header should be between what 0 and 1, just like what you did now as your classwork. Just to
the Power BI
dissect
service, and I
the
explained
same thing.
their difference.
Yes, one.
I said the Power BI desktop is the free open source, the one that is
Now
granted
to check if the data is normalized.
to learn the program.
To check if the data is normalized,
is the
add describe
or the
add describe. And you will notice that mean and max are within
I told us that
0 and 1. So this is just like additional way of
you cannot
confirm it. Because once
cannot also
you run the describe, remember that under data analysis, using the describe
in a different
to summarize our data with
now
basic statistical functions.
I believe we have done check if we have done a Power BI interface. Have we?
No.
Power BI interface. Okay, so let's
After we start the Power BI actions.
yeah.
Power BI desktop and Power BI service.
Okay.
Talking about the Power BI desktop is installed.
Okay. Okay. Now let's look at Power BI interface or Windows. Power BI interface or window. Power BI interface or window. Slash the key components. Power BI interface slash the key components. So right,
through writing
Power BI
that
interface is broken into different sections. Power BI interface is broken into different sections.
Can I switch?
Okay. And each of these sections are programmed for different types.
So all I need is just to add
and each of these sections are programmed for different tasks.
Let me just add it here. I want to duplicate.
Are programmed for different tasks or functions. Now, if you look at this,
so you can see that you check your minimum is between 0, check your maximum, that should be between what? 1.
That's not the direct working environment.
Another way of confirming if you are actually normalized
interface you get to before you can
specify. Remember, we are still using normalization
you want to access
as one of the
launch
techniques.
Your Power BI, it will bring you to an interface like
so now in summary,
you are
that is how you can normalize
kind of environment
with SQL. Now the next one will be
and based on
standardization. Remember I said there are 2 ways. So let's see how we can achieve that same thing
an environment
using standardization.
Creating
so the different will just be
analyzing
a different library.
So from here, I can just
the library we use there, if sklearn is involved, but the function you imported from sklearn will be different from the one you are importing from sklearn. If you are considering standardization method of scaling.
Interface we are talking about. So it's just for you to know that the first time you try launching the application, you will not be brought to this interface. You first of all be taken to the get started interface before you click on blank reports, before you can access the environment. You said? Yes, if you click on get started, it will now bring you to
so what is standardization
interface where you will choose
transform all standardization transform all columns to have mean of 0
click on blank
and standard deviation of
on it. Let's see
1
kind of environment you are going to get.
So this is typically used when column contribution
when you click on what starting. So
normal,
you can see that one is just
or
like giving
bell curve.
Info. So you are supposed to click on blank.
So we are still using that same data set as our case study.
Like
then here we are also importing, that is from the SKLM.
Now the topic says
processing, we are importing a different library, which is called standard scalar.
This section is for us to
now here we created an object just like we did for
mix up
for normalization, and then we stored the function,
okay,
the library into
us
that
to have
object.
static confidence.
Then here
we finally start.
We also did that
data.
we use the object which is already holding
key component.
the,
so let me start
function
with the interface
to
generator.
transform. So here
Like
I use
that
I combine both of them together. Dot fit and
sections,
dot transform to become one, and then supply the name of your data set. Then here you
different functions.
You pass in the calculated value into
one after the other.
the read data frame, just like what we just did now.
Features, Power BI interface features.
So, but for us to understand it, we'll not take them one after the other before we finally assemble them
and explain their roles.
Let's
Power BI interface.
So, like we did the other time, let's start taking the one after the other.
So I'm starting with the very first part here. I want you to be looking at the screen so that you can know the part I'm explaining.
You are not writing the entire code that you copied for now. We are going to take it like
part I want to explain.
Just like we did.
What is it called? It is
First,
called
to get the calculation already before we
application title
include them into the
first feature
data frame.
Explain the application title bar. So how do we define this section? The application title bar
standardization.
The application title bar displays the following informations to users. The application title bar displays the following informations to users.
Of scaling.
Number one, the name of
scaling feature.
The dashboard using for analysis.
So I will also start from
modeling reports.
So let me just copy this.
The name of the dashboard
this line
for analysis.
Just copy it
or modeling reports.
Then change this to
modeling reports.
Standard.
The name of the dashboard.
Change this to standard
or
scalar.
Modeling. The name of the dashboard.
Run it to confirm it
for analysis.
Now store
or
it
modeling reports. Have you gotten it? Okay. Now, if you are asked presently that what is the name of your report dashboard, because the whole of this is our dashboard. All our findings, all the insights we are going to draw from any data will be given
an object
expected to be presented here, sir. Just like pivot table concept in Excel.
So
all
the name
our
I'm giving
model here
STD
will be presented here either with table or with graph. Okay. Now what we are saying is that if I'm asked what is the name of this dashboard, right now it's telling us that what untitled, because we have not given it what a specific name. So that will not take us to how do I see
as a function,
because it is when you save as that this name
I will run that as well
to what a specified name. So how do I save my
now that I've stored it,
I'll go to file,
then I will use the
file,
object
I'll
to transform the data.
Save as.
So now
from save as, it's going to prompt me some of the recently used words directories. So from here, if I don't want to save in any of this, I have the privilege of clicking on what? Browse this device. I believe you are also saying.
I'll just call the name of the object.
Once I click here, it will now give me an opportunity
STD underscore
a different directory from those prompted lists. So from here, I will
apply the name of the data.
Where exactly do I want to save?
Model underscore.
So if I have connected an external drive.
So this drive. So the next thing is for me
to what? To choose it. Now let's
so we have executed that. Now if I go back to the slide,
save in documents. So please remind me
here now I
want
want to describe it. See this one okay, yeah.
Dashboard.
So this is where we are now. Now here I want to describe it,
not desktop.
Just
now
to
you
know what I have here
like the way
already.
you use other office applications. So let's say this is
calculating
Mr.
the variance. So here we are going to bring variance and standard deviation in here.
Now,
so
every
for that,
program has an extension. I believe you are aware of it. If you are typing Microsoft
that
Word
same data set first,
it's going to end with what? Dot what?
Just the verification.
Right? That
so let's say
the extension. So the
comment.
extension for saving Power BI
Let's
work is what? PB what?
IS.
Now, if you click on the drop down, you see recommended extension. But let's use the first one. And then you click on what? Save. So the moment I save, you will notice that this place that is showing on title
save
is
model
expected to be updated. So let's give it some time to see, because depending on your system speed, it usually takes some time.
So I have this. Now here.
Okay, so while I'm waiting for it, let me quickly talk about
the other section.
Increase it.
So we are still on the
here. Want to check for me?
So outside the name of your
check for me,
dashboard,
then we check for variance.
You can also
because
access
variance
the name
and
of
variance and the standard deviations are related.
Presently, what do you see here?
Standard deviation is the square root of what?
Power BI
variance.
what?
So now let's get to
if you are running the
using this formula, just like what we
is going
use
to be
the other time. The object name dot
mean I believe you understand
underscore. That
now
give us
it's a save.
Average of
we have an update.
The average of each column.
Name of the file.
Average of
when last
each
it was
column.
What
that is what we get.
Now,
when you check for variance, then you also get what the variance
is where you have
of
the
each column.
Just
so
like
let's
you
run
have
these
them
two.
in your Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. This is for minimizing
code,
right? This is for restoring, and at the same time for maximizing. This is for closing. Now, if you are using a register version, that is, if you have created an account with Power BI, you can
so if I go back to
if I want
the first
to go
one
to the
is
Power BI service, I can log in through the email I use here.
Check.
Exactly. So I want to go to the next feature. Remember that we are still on what? Power BI interface features what? Identification. If you don't have any questions, so that I can shift my focus to the next feature.
Scalar.
You have questions?
Mean.
Okay, so now the next feature, which is number 2, is the tab bar.
Underscore.
The tabs bar. Now this is the tabs bar, sir.
That you have the average of each column. Now let's also check for variance.
Optimize, help. The whole of this section is called the tabs bar.
Check.
So what is the primary role of this section?
For variance.
The tabs bar display the list of menus. The tabs bar displays
also calling the name of the objects
with different functions.
Concatenating var underscore.
The list of menus with different functions in Power BI. So let me just expatiate a little bit. What we are saying, sir.
Now we will now apply the transform. Just like
these are like
the way we did the other one.
With different
just transform
command that will be needed
to calculate the number array
when you
of the value
analyzing
before we finally substitute them into the main data frame as our scale.
All these features that you are saying, they are attributed to what? Home. If I move to ASAT, you see another set of what? Function, just like the way we have it in Microsoft Office. Now, let's shift our focus to the third feature, which is the tabs properties bar. Number 3, the tabs property bar, which is the whole of this part where you are viewing the content of any selected tab. Number 3 feature, we are identifying what the tabs properties bar.
Now,
let's properties bar. Are you with me?
Transform.
Okay, the tabs property bar, and I defined it as
data,
the section that displays the contents of any selected menu. The section properties bar. Yes, I said it is the section that displays the contents
model
of any selected tab or menu.
Okay, so data is transformed.
So right now we are on home.
So you can see that the values we have
can be referenced as home
now within
properties. So by the time
1 as well.
Insert,
by the time I move standardization,
insert, what I have right now,
by the end of the day, it's not left for you when you have issue of
properties.
Not being able to work with certain values in a column, you can scale them to between range of numbers.
So I am saying
so the next step will now be how to
menus, right? Now this is
the next step will be
property bar
to calculate the mean
navigating at.
and the mean. So this is like the alternative method where you are using dot fits and dot transform at the same time, just like what we did in the case of normalization.
So which means that all these
can skip this, but you can just write it down.
They are attributed towards insert. Now, by the time I move from insert to whole, that gives me what? Access to different command. So this particular session that keep changing its command as you move or select different tab is what we are calling tabs, properties bar. Is that clear, sir? Okay. Now let's shift our focus to another feature. This is the 4th one now. The 4th one is the dashboard. Are you with me? The dashboard. Yes, that is the next one. The dashboard. So how do we define dashboard? Right. Power BI dashboard is a customizable. Power BI dashboard is a customizable. That is, you can construct it to the way you want it.
So now to perform all the calculation in one set, just like what we did the other time,
visualization.
That is the code you have already written.
It's a customizable command, interactive visualization of key performance indicator.
So to calculate everything in one set, not only that, at the same time, substitute the calculated value in their respective header.
Key performance indicator.
So I believe we have written it before now from the beginning.
In bracket,
so let me just go and apply
KPIs. And metrics. And metrics, that is the value
now
that provide insights into
business. Calculation
that provide insights into business performance. So that is how we can describe Power BI dashboard. That is how we can that provide insights into business performance. So that is actually referring to the insights or our findings from a given data set.
Values.
Am I communicating?
Run. So I'll start by copying
insights into business performance. Have you written that? Good. I was just emphasizing, I was explaining.
Here.
What we are saying is that
what we are taking here, I store the library in
that provide insights.
An object.
You must have loaded your data here. The data you want to analyze, you must have loaded here. And then from the data, you now draw the insight and present them here.
A variable standard.
Are you getting it now? So good. Now, which means that you are whatever you are going to generate here, they are the insights you are drawing from the data,
formula,
which will be used for decision.
Last one I just applied,
not
but
only
in
that,
this case, since I did not apply that,
your
I'll
business
take it.
what?
For your own
Performance.
case, I believe
That's why we
you
use the
use the
word
one that have
API.
both fit and
Okay.
transform, right?
Do you understand this, sir?
So that is what you
Okay.
copy. But in
Now,
this case,
that is the dashboard. Now,
taking
another
this,
area,
I skipped
another
that very
feature
one
I want to
in my
explain
own case.
is this section. So let's recap again. We started from what? The title bar, right? To what? The tabs bar. To tabs, properties bar. And then what?
Then equate it with that.
And then now
to
we want to look at view
to
bar.
frame it, I'll use pandas.
Number what? 1,
dot
2,
data
3.
frame.
This should be the 5th one, right?
Pandas dot
View
data
bar,
frame.
right? Power BI view bar.
Then the standardized
view bar. Power BI view
standardized
Power BI
comma
view what? Bar. Right. The Power BI view bar constitutes different ways or
equals
perspectives.
To specify the column.
Information can be viewed.
Sorry,
it constitutes different ways or perspectives.
Which is
information can be viewed.
Then dot column, yes.
Power BI view bar constitutes
different ways. Not a graphical error. This standard
information can be viewed.
That one is.
So let's quickly look at the example of different views. We have report view.
No wonder I have the experience.
Example of what we have there. We have
I have the experience,
which is this very one.
The way she just look at shows that she have experience. So let me just say. Are you with me? So we have what? Report view. This is the report view.
Yes.
The next one is table view. Just be listing there because
yes, there's no need of doing this one then.
Look at
just go straight to that. Since that one
is very... this bar is the what? The Power BI view bar, right? So on the view bar, we are assessing different ways you can view your data. The first one is what?
Yes, feeds.
Report what? View. Feeds. Data or table view. And then model view.
That is what.
Then of course, this one is for data analytics expression, which is the language Power BI use in writing the functions for analysis. So these are the three key views.
All right.
I don't want to include this. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you for running ahead of us.
All of us like the debugging analytics expression.
All right. So
data language Power BI use.
So let's also add that describe just to see if we have the minimum within the range of what?
Okay,
1 and 0 as well as final confirmation before the assignment.
What do you have there? Can you hover on the last one and tell me what you get? 4.
That's very good.
Yes, the same thing. I have 4 as well. It might be but the main view 1, 2, 3. Don't count the other one. 1, 2, 3. I believe you still have them. You have report view, right? You have table view. Just confirm the 3 for me. You have model view.
So
do you have them?
So finally,
all right. Now I just want to summarize the kind of view you can actually access through these 3 options. Now by default, when you open Power BI,
if
it's already programmed
with
as what? Report
describe.
Okay. Now, when you are on report view, you don't see your data. Now, I believe for me to explain this better, let me load
I'll
data
just copy this.
That is going to be actually my next topic, how to load data. But because there's no way I will explain this view without what? Using data. So I'll just quickly get data set here. I'll just get as CSV data set. We're going to take that as a topic. And then I'll go to where do I have the data set?
The mean and mass within -1 and +1.
In raw data set.
We have successfully standardized the
I don't
data
have it
frame.
directly here. Let me go to this. I think I should be able to have it here.
So this is your assignment that we enable you to practice the picture scaling. So I have finally final request for you. We plan on clustering. So the next topic is going to be what? Clustering. That is where the model. Remember, I told us that
Okay, yeah.
this topic is the last topic under what? Data prep. So the next class now will start modeling data. And the method we are going to use for modeling data will be clustered. So we plan on clustering the data using distance-based algorithm. So the data needs to be scaled using the data frame with the 3 features for modeling.
So it usually takes some time.
Can you scale the coding so that they all have a mean of what? 0
So
and
this
a
is the
standard
preview
deviation
of the
of
data
1.
we want to load. So
Now,
just
your
click on
key
load.
objective, scale the features in the modeling data frame.
Yes.
So they all have what, please? Save the output as final what? Data frame that is ready for
Don't worry,
modeling.
I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it as a topic. I just want to
Ready
have the
for
data here so
modeling.
that I can
So
explain
let me just,
different views.
this is the assignment solution. Should we just go through it? No, take it as an assignment. Let me see what. Let me just flash this so that you know the data we are working with. You see this data now. You know good. You have it in your notebook now. Good. That is data. Yes. Yes, you scale everything so that all the value under each of them will be between. So I just flash it so that you know the data you use.
I'm going to show you how to post your video and get more views on YouTube. You know, like there are so many things on YouTube that you need to pay attention to. If you're not paying attention to those things, you might be getting fewer clicks and you will not even get bothered. All right. So in as much as it's not all videos that we grow, that is the fact. Some videos we actually do better than the other one. But first of all, you have to know where your traffic is coming from. And that is after you have posted the video the right way. You understand? So I'm going to share you my phone screen right now. So many people said that posting video with YouTube app direct, you know, it can bring lower views or fewer views or fewer clicks, you know. So to me, I don't think that is true. All right. Anywhere you want to post your video, you can still get that views that you want to get. You know, since 4 years I've been on YouTube, I don't think I've posted video with YouTube Studio, like the YouTube Chrome version, or with my system more than 2 times. So anytime I normally post maybe with my laptop or Chrome version, or maybe when I want to do 1 or 2 experiments, I want to experiment on something, because there are some settings that you are not going to find on YouTube app or YouTube Studio. All right, but if you use your Chrome version or this thing, you are going to find it. But that can never affect how many views you are going to get. Are you getting me? So whether you are posting with YouTube app or you are posting with the Chrome version, you can still get views. I've gotten plenty views since I started YouTube. I've gotten 1.2 million views, which I even shared recently. All those videos, I posted it with my phone, and I use YouTube mobile app to post it. This plus sign that you are seeing here, you can post video with it, only doing it this way. If you don't post it like this, if you just post it straight the way you post on with YouTube Pro, you might not get views. And this is why. Let me show you something. Let me show you something that will amaze you. Click on that plus sign, go to video. Okay, let's assume now I want to post this video now.
So that is why I said this
Now,
different view.
first thing that you are going to do is
view,
write
you
the
get-
title of that video.
So anytime you
Right?
load
Like,
data
follow me
into
carefully.
Power BI,
I'm heading somewhere.
and
Write
you
the
want
title
to
of
see
that
the
video. Let me
value
just write
of the
ceremony.
area,
Let's
you
assume
have to
ceremony
switch
is my
from the
title.
port view to what?
Now you put your district.
Table
Even
what?
if you don't want to put it now, you will
Now,
leave
if
it.
I load
You know,
another
this
data
place
in now,
is the main thing. This place, the road
now give you
visibility
the
is the main thing.
relationship
Many people don't
between
know
how
the
is
meaning of
one
all these
data
things. That is why
related
anytime
to
you want
what?
to post
To
your
another what?
you will
Data.
just post
So
your
I'm
video
speaking
straight.
model
All
view.
right. What I'm trying to tell you is
Okay.
that even if
So I
you're
want to give
posting
you
with YouTube
uh,
app, you
so
can
what
still
I'm going to
get
do now,
millions of views if you post the right way. If you, I'm not
let me
saying
wait
that
for the
posting
model
with
view
Chrome
so
is
that you
bad
can see
or
how
is wrong.
it
You
will
understand?
capture
But
your
I don't
data.
think it will determine that you will get higher views when you are posting with this one. I don't know if you're getting me. So now, first of all, what you are going to do here is to remove this video from public. You understand? Because if it's on public, once you post, it will just post directly without even optimizing. All right. But what you are going to do is to remove this video first from public.
So you can
We
still
have members
see
only. This one is for people that have created
you have loaded
membership
3 different
distance
data sets
perks
here.
for their channel.
You will see
They
them
have
what
some
boxes,
preferential
different data.
treatments they give to people that
Now
are
you will see
like
a
that
line
are subscribers, your members, not
Once
the
you
normal
see a line
subscribers that you
from
can
one to
subscribe.
another,
No, because this
that
one now,
tells you
if you
that
subscribe
what?
as member,
There
you
are
pay
some
money
headings in the
monthly.
first data
You know, there are
that
some
are
things that person might share with the
related.
members, but the person cannot share it
Second
with
data.
the normal general
So
subscribers.
we can
So that
understand
is
this
what
way,
these
we have to
members will
load
be
more
need.
than one
Then
data. But at
this is
least
unlisted. Unlisted
use
means
this to explain
if you post
the
this video
difference
now
between
using
the
unlisted,
three what
nobody
main
else can see
and
the
I
video
said by
unless
this,
you carry the link of the
we
video and share
always
to somebody.
be
Are you
landed
getting me?
on what?
Then
The
this one
first
is
view.
private. This
Are you
private
with me?
now means that it's only you that can watch the video. And you can also share the link
So now let's go
to
to the
somebody.
next
Are you
section.
getting me?
Still coming
So
back. I don't want to miss on to the next
private
section.
or unlisted.
Which is
Now
this one.
put the video on private.
The
Put the video
visualization
private.
section.
Then you
You
do
right.
this
The
altered content.
visualization. So I'm done
Then
with
you
the
click
viewer.
yes or no, depending on your
Remember
contents.
I said
Then after
under the
that, you
viewer,
click on
that
what?
is where you
Upload.
have
It's uploading. Now, as
different
the video is
views,
uploading, let me quickly
such
show you
as the
things that
dashboard
you need to
view,
master in your
the
YouTube
report view,
studio. You understand?
the
That will make
table
your
view,
video to be
the
fully
record
optimized. You know,
and the
most
model
people
view.
think that
That's what
YouTube is just
relationship
about
is.
posting video. It's
Now,
not all about
this
posting
is
video
the next
saying,
step
I'm not having views, I'm not having
the
subscribers. There are some
visualization.
things that you need to be checking. There are some
So
things that you need to master inside
the
that YouTube studio.
visualization.
Like, if you want to be very, very
The
successful on
visualization
YouTube, you and your
is
YouTube
section
studio should be
in
5
Power
and 6.
BI.
There are some things that you need to know there,
Is
so
a
that if your
section
video is
in
not
Power
doing
BI.
well, you will know why the video is not doing well. Now, let me show you
It's a
something.
section in Power BI
This is my YouTube studio. Let us go to this video
that
now. This video.
contain
See this
all
place,
the
they wrote
modeling
impression click-through rate. You understand?
method.
Click on that impression click-through rate. You see what YouTube wrote here. Great job. People on YouTube are choosing to watch this video more than often, which means that the video is doing well. YouTube will tell you reason why your video is not doing well. That is something that I want you to pay attention.
Method or structure.
See this place, they wrote
So
YouTube
example here,
recommendation. That should be the number one source where your videos
we
are coming
have
from. If your
the
videos are now coming through YouTube
we have
recommendation,
the
it means that
chart.
YouTube are not pushing that video. And the things that can cause it is maybe you posted video now, you went and carried that video and start sharing to your WhatsApp and everywhere.
I told us
Understand?
that
You did not allow
one of
YouTube
the-
to analyze the video
one
and
of
start
the
circulating it small.
that makes
Understand? So
Power BI
whatever you post, don't be too quick to
data-
share.
data
Allow
analysis
YouTube to
what?
understand the video first and push it to
Is
the
what?
audience. Anytime you start
The-
having views through YouTube recommendation, just know that you have started getting it right. I don't know if you're getting me, but if you're having your views from external sources, this one,
next time
you know, it means that you have not started getting it right. But anytime you start getting your videos through YouTube recommendation, just know that your channel has clicked. All right, so that is one thing I said. Let me show you about this YouTube app. Now, watch. Let us go back to that video that is uploading. Okay, now the video has finished uploading. Look at the video. You know, the video has copyright. Don't mind this. Don't mind this copyright the video is showing you. Just for the video, the sound that I use in the video is copyrighted, so I'm not supposed to post it on YouTube. Now, this video now that you're seeing here, this video, you know, then the last
section is the data bar, data section.
and
It's
put
right,
the video,
data section.
go back, then you click on save.
Data section.
Immediately you click on save, this video will be out on YouTube. I don't know if it's full optimization. I don't know if you're getting me. So
Power BI
this is exactly how to do it. If you post your videos like this, you are going to see changes. You understand? Unlike when you will just post the
analysis.
video, you upload it and post
Displays
immediately.
all the
You understand?
loaded
Anytime you
data
want to post, don't be quick to make it
for
public. No.
analysis.
Put it on private first. Arrange it very, very well. Check the things that you will add and remove before you publish it. But once you
Data
post and
for
publicize immediately, most times we even forget to put
So
thumbnail,
for
forget to
instance,
put
now
ads,
we
forget to
have
put
just
some, forget
one
to put that
data
one. Before you know, the video is
that
already being
we
published.
are currently
But if you put it
analyzing,
on private first or unlisted,
which is
then
what the
arrange it
Amazon
very, very
data.
well inside your YouTube
So you
studio.
can actually
You let the
load,
video
you
be
can
published.
load
Then as you
unlimited
post it,
data
you'll be
into
checking
Power
it.
BI
Check where
data
the
set.
traffic and the views
There
are
is
coming
no
from.
limit to the
Track all
number
these
of
things
data
now.
you can
You understand?
load
It will
in.
help you to know how you are going to post your next video.
Unlimited data
And like this,
into
you
Power
start getting
BI
views and you
data
start seeing changes in your channel. So that is what I
or
want to
data
show you
pay
today.
or PAN.
If you prefer to use YouTube Chrome version to post, that one is also fine. If you want to use YouTube app, it's also fine. Both of them are welcomed. You understand? It's not more that if you post with Chrome version, you will have more views. If you post with YouTube app, you will have more views. Even those people that are saying that, most of them are posting with YouTube apps.
So now
You
let's
understand?
look
So
at
I
how
don't
to
know,
load data
but
into Power
this
BI.
is just the facts, So if you find this video meaningful and interesting and
interface.
informative,
The next
please
step
do well
is
to
for
like
you
this
to
video
know
and give me a
how to
subscribe.
load
I love
data.
you and I will see you on my next video.
How
Thank
to
you.
load data into Power
Welcome back
BI.
again to my YouTube channel, my wonderful people. So today I want to show you how to upload your shorts, the best way to get more views. All right. I just discovered that most of us don't really know how to upload videos, and they don't really know how to upload shorts. All right. So I said, okay, let me start with how to upload videos. Then from there, we'll now be talking about how to master other YouTube features that you need to know. So I'm with my phone and I'm going to show you from beginning, like step-by-step guide. You understand? Like I said in my previous video, it's not all about creating video and be posting. No, there are some things you need to know. There are some things you need to know how to do. Every other person can create video and post, but there are some features that you need to follow. Whether you are posting with your mobile phone or you are posting with
For example,
Chrome version,
you can load
your desktop or with your laptop, anyone you want to post with, all of them are still the same thing. You cannot post shorts with system. So you can only post shorts with your mobile phone. So let me show you how to do it from beginning to end. How to post it the right way. You understand? There are some things that you are missing, and that is why your short is not going viral. Let me quickly show you. Now, to post your short on YouTube, look at what you are going to do. First of all, there are two ways to record your short video. Is either you can record video normally, but you are going to keep your camera like this and record your short. But maybe if you have a video on YouTube already, you understand me? Maybe the video is doing well, and maybe there are some things you said in the video that you can just crop, even if it's 50 seconds or a minute of that video, you can just crop it and post it as short. So with this method, you can be having to post long video and still post short video. And I'm also going to show you how you can direct audience from that short to the long video. Just let me show you something now. Just follow me carefully on this video. I'm going to share my screen with you. Now, this is the app I'm using to edit my videos. That's InShot. All right. Now let us go to InShot first.
Get data option.
If you know about video editing already, I think you still need to pay attention to this one because there are some things you are going to do here. Yeah, I don't know if I get to me, but if you don't know much about video editing, you can just follow me small. Let me show you something. So this is my long form video. As you can see, the video is 10 minutes. Now, I uploaded this video now. I have to import this video to InShot. Now look at what I'm going to do here now.
CSV option.
Just look at what I'm going to do.
On tests.
Now, let's assume now I want to crop like 50 seconds or maybe 1 minute of this video and use it as short. Look at what I'm going to do. What you are going to do here is to split this video, delete the first one. Let's say the first 50 seconds here. Let me just do the first 25 seconds for the sake of the tutorial, so everything will be fast. All right. Now,
for example, you have a folder.
Now, this video now, I'm going to go to this Canvas. If you are using other editing apps like CapCut, all these features, you are still going to find them there. Then look at this one. They wrote 9 by 16. That one, that is the one that is used.
Not the only file I have both CSV and Excel.
You drag this thing.
But why are the Excel disappeared?
This thing now automatically has
I am reading through.
After that, you click on export. Let me just export this 25 seconds video and use it and do the illustration. So the reason why I'm showing you this is because maybe sometimes you may not have to record video 2 times. all right, maybe you record video, you come and record another one. Like if you don't just have that strength and you feel like posting shorts, you can just go to any of your video, convert it to shorts, crop some sweet part of the video and post. Do you understand me? People can watch it and then from there and come to the long form video and watch the long form. So it's very simple. That being said, let us dive into how to post shorts the right way. We get views. Let's go. Now, open your YouTube. Open your YouTube app. You click on this plus sign. Click on this plus sign. Right? This one is video. This one is short. This one is live. Then this one is post. Then you click on short. You click on short. This place there is add. You click on add. All right. Now look at that video. That video. This is the video here. The first one. You click on it. Then you click on next. And you will not even get. You click on done. The video is processing. There is something that I want to show you here that will amaze you. Just follow me carefully.
So now this
place now,
interface
they wrote
that will
add
be
sound. You understand?
So
it can make your
this
shot to go
is
viral.
like
That's if you
preview
pick a viral
interface.
sound.
Where
But
it
remember,
actually-
before you pick a sound,
This
make sure
data
that the
you
sound
have
is connected
load
to
in
the
your
type of
data
video that you want to post.
So you are
Like this video I'm posting now is not for entertainment. There is nothing
So what
entertaining
we
about it.
confirm
It's
is
an educational
click
video.
on
So I don't have
video.
any business with this
So
sound.
your
Let me
next
show you
step
something
for
here. You,
confirm the data
this place they wrote
and
add
click
test.
on what?
Yeah, you can click on this add test
So
to
once
write
you
something
click
on
on
top of
those,
this video that
it
can
will
catch
also
audience.
take some
Let me write
time
something now.
before it
Best way
finally
to
was
post your video.
and load it into your
Best
data
way
section.
to post
So the data I just loaded now, which I'm still loading,
your
is
video.
a CSV what? Data.
Good. So let me just write this thing now here.
So once it's
I
finished
see
loading the
it.
data,
I can zoom
it
this
will
thing
give
and I
you
can zoom
an
it. I
information
can place it anywhere I
regarding
want
to
to
the
place
total
it. But let
numbers
me
of
just
what
bring it here.
records
Best way
you
to
have.
post your videos. This is an educational video, mind you. It's not an entertainment video, so I don't have any business with adding sound. Then you click on next. You click on
So
next.
loaded what?
Now,
Successfully. You can see
after
the
clicking
what?
on this,
Data
you
stage.
click on caption.
So if I
Now,
want to
this is
drop
where
my
the mistake
text,
comes. This place
you
now
have
is
to
where the
what?
mistake
Click on the
normally
very
comes.
one I
Now,
want
if
to
you click on this caption,
this
look at what
header
you are going to do
and
for me.
push to what?
Keep your short
Table
title
view,
short.
so that I can view
In fact,
what?
everything about
The
short should be short.
under what?
Keep your short
The
title
selected
short.
data. So these
Don't come
are
and write,
the
write,
header
and
and
full
I have to
everywhere as
go
if
back
they
to
are
what?
posting long
My
videos.
report
No, because short
before I
videos,
can
people that
start
are watching
presenting
shorts don't have
my what?
patience.
Analysis.
I don't know if you're getting me. That is
insight
where you people get
for
it wrong.
decision
Short audience and long form
Exactly.
audience might
So,
not
when you
be
pause
the same
next
type
10
of
minutes,
people.
you have
People
to
that
load
watch shorts
at least
doesn't
one
have
data
time to check
into
many things. Sometimes they
your
don't even
data
know the
view.
title.
So you can start.
I don't know if you're getting me. So
I think you
your
also
title
have
is
that
just going
Amazon
to
data, right?
help you to place
So
your
you view
A
with
few,
in
disclaimer
table
here.
view
When
now,
you're going to
eh?
build this application,
You
make
need
sure
to
that the
capture your
application you're
question.
making
For example, now
is
you
a
want to
very simple.
analyze
Because when
maybe
you
the
start
billing
off,
amount.
always
You want to
start
summarize
with baby
billing
steps.
amount
Because if you start with something
against what?
gigantic, if you
Flexible
want to make
condition.
like the whole Facebook website,
If you are
then
on
you'll
the
obviously
report
fall
view,
off the
you will not be able
first
to know
step
the
itself
values
because you
under
don't
the
know where to
header.
start from.
So
So
you don't
rather
need
than
to go
making
back
such
to
a huge
Excel.
website, what you can do is you can
You
just
just switch from
start by
report
creating a
view to what?
small website
Table view.
where you
And that will
basically
give
can
you that
create
Excel.
accounts and post status.
Do you
That's
understand it?
it. So this is how I suggest you
Okay,
guys
so
to
now
start off by
quickly, with the few
just start coding.
minutes we have, let's take another topic. So assume we now
All right.
know how to
So first, that is figure out
Excel
what you want to do. So let me give you an
CSV
example.
file
So you can
in
do a lot of things. You can make a
Power
small game. So if you're into
section.
gaming and you want
Now,
to
let's
make a
look at
a particular
introduction to
small,
data
you want to get
cleaning
into the gaming
in Power BI.
industry, you want to become
So
a
the
game
next thing for you
developer,
to learn
then you
how
can
to
start off by
remove
making a
things
very
that
small
are
game
not
app. Not an
meant to
app
be
per
in the
se, like
data
a particular like a
like
snake
that
ladders,
is
snake game, one we
introduction
had
to
on our
data
Nokia
cleaning.
mobiles, like that sort of a game, or very simple one,
So
like
there's no way I can complete it, but let me see how
the
fast
Defender,
go.
the Defender game where you're
So
basically
let's
shooting
go with
aliens
data
from
cleaning before we
below.
can start.
And if you're not that, then you can go ahead and make a web application or a mobile application, a very simple one per se. Like very small things. In mobile app, if you're going to make a mobile app, I would recommend not going for a mobile app right now. But if you're really interested in making a mobile app, then you can go ahead and make a very simple app that just opens up and tells you what the time is. So
Now,
that way. So then,
usual,
this way,
we know
first
that
figure
data
out what you
cleaning
really
is
want to do
process of perfecting,
as a
right?
project. Then figure out what are the
given
languages and
data
tools you can use. So
to
there are a lot of
avoid
languages out there that you can use.
analyzing
Like let me give you, you have Python, C++, JavaScript, and you have similarly tools with them that that you have to use with them. You can use your IDEs that are integrated development environments, basically where you write the code. and you need compilers and all those tools. So figure out what do you need with all of this. So to give you a better idea, let's take an example of, you want to make a web application. So you've decided that you're going to be making that web application where you're basically going to be displaying time of all the family members that are living across the globe. And then you decide to choose a particular language. You go ahead using JavaScript because that is what's used to create the front end. You use JavaScript, HTML, CSS to make the front end. And then you decide to use a particular tool. Maybe you're using Visual Studio Code as the place where you write the JavaScript code. So that is the tool you're using. Then you learn the basics of that language. Now, JavaScript will have a lot of different basics, but it has some coding basics also. Like, you have your loops, like for loops, while loops, then you have if statements, then you have variables, then you have functions and arrays. So these are like a kind of the basics of the particular language.
So what we are saying is that
not just the language, these are fundamentals of any language. When you're working with any language, you'll have loops, if statements, variables, and functions and arrays. And similarly, that example of making that website, you're learning JavaScript, so you'll have to learn these, and then you have to learn the basics of the language itself. You have to learn a little bit of HTML, a little bit of CSS, a little bit of JavaScript. And once you learn all of those, the fundamentals of all of those things, then you can go ahead and create the application that you want. Now, and then create a basic application. So now, he knows what he wants to create and he's creating it. The process of creation, when he's creating the web application, he'll be learning a lot of things. He'll be learning how to create functions in JavaScript. He'll be learning how to place certain things using CSS, how to color them, how to make it more fancy looking, and how to divide the content using HTML. So a lot of different things you'll be learning when you're creating this application. Now remember, a very important factor here is that you should not go for something that is complicated. You should go for something that is very simple. If you go for very simple, then in the starting it feels like, oh, I'm not doing anything, but you're actually learning. So if you complete this application, then you should give yourself a pat on the back because you've done something amazing. You started from not knowing anything in coding to create a basic application. Yeah, that's a good step. Once you've learned this, then you should go ahead for different other applications. Like once you completed your first project, do a second project. This time when you're doing a second project, make sure that it's a little bit more complicated. Again, not so complicated as making a whole Facebook website. Make it a little bit more complicated so that you can work with it and learn new things. So the whole cycle repeats. You define an aim again. You choose the particular language. Well, you've already chosen the language. You choose what are the libraries you're going to use, all the different tools you're going to use, and you're going to learn how to use them. So this way, slowly doing project, you'll learn how to become a coder. Because that is how you're going to start coding. All right. So let me just briefly tell you how you should choose what kind of language, what kind of tools you need to use. So all those things. Let me just brief you on that. So when it comes to which language should you choose? Not just for working with your project. Maybe you're thinking, okay, so I've understood this guy's way, but I just want to start with a language. I've heard of all these different languages, C++, Java, Python. So which language should I choose? So that really depends because there are a lot of different factors here. So you have a lot of languages out there. You have Python, Kotlin, C++, C#, JavaScript, Swift, Java, Ruby, PHP, Node.js, R. There are so many different languages for so many different use cases. So again, you would have to define an aim for yourself, define a particular project for yourself, so that you can learn all these tools and languages on the journey there. Because if you have an aim, you won't falter. You won't, if you have an error, you will try to solve it. You will try to solve it because you have an aim and you want to accomplish that. So that's why. So choosing a language.
Some analysis from
I would actually recommend you guys start off
with at the same time
analyze. Python and JavaScript are pretty easy to start off. But personally, I would recommend Python because Python is one of the most easiest languages out there. Now it's very easy to learn. Like the learning curve is not very steep. It's a very gradual curve. So you can learn easily with Python. It's got very simple syntax. You don't have to type complicated syntax for it. You have a lot of different tutorials and guides out there. We ourselves in Telepath have a very long lecture that gives you everything you need to know about Python. So right now you can open open
Data
up
cleaning
another
task.
tab and type in Python telepath, and you'll find a very
Data
good video that
cleaning
will
task.
explain to you how you can start
What
coding with
and
Python.
what
And if you're especially a
might
fresher
ask to
who doesn't know what he wants to do, then you should definitely check this out,
data
because it will give you an
platform
idea
data
about
cleaning.
coding itself, and you'll be getting Python.
Data
Now,
cleaning
remember I
task.
said that Python is simple.
So the
Now,
first one
it's
is
simple doesn't
how
mean
to
it's bad. Python has so many
delete.
different use cases. I can't
How
even
to
list them
delete
down
code.
right now. A few of them might be software development,
How
data
to
science,
delete code.
and creating bots, writing
How
scripts. There are so many things you can
delete
do with
code.
Python. And Python is very powerful. A lot
Now,
of
look,
different
supposing
enterprises make use of
after you
Python
have
for their
checked your
particular
data,
applications and
you
whatever
now
they're
discover
working with,
that
the
because when you are
projects,
going to
they
be
use
assuming
Python.
error,
Python is a very important language.
for us to be able
So
to
I suggest you guys to start off with Python.
after you have gone through your
If
data,
you
now
want to learn
discover that
Python, you can start off by
order or
looking at the
priority,
different tutorials,
order
different
of
guides.
priority.
And if you think you
want to
need
be
a,
considered
certification in Python, because
following?
maybe you don't have a CS
The whole of
degree,
this column
you
has
did
to
not pass out
contribute
with,
to the
CS,
analysis.
or you don't have a degree yet,
Therefore, you want to
then
know
you should
what-
definitely get
Remember
certified
that
as a
data
Python
cleaning
developer. And we
encompasses
provide the
anything
same
you do.
also.
Anything you do on the data after it was given to you falls under what? Cleaning.
Again,
For example,
there's
once
minus
you have
aspects over here.
cleaning, once
If
you
you have
move,
other
you are
languages that
also
you've
what?
already worked on, suppose
What
this is a
cleaning.
different use
So
case.
for me
This
to
is
think of
for the
removing
case of
this
a
code,
person
that is what
who
cleaning.
has done some work in C++,
That is
but
why I said
and he
the first
stopped reading
task
for some
is
time because
how
he
to
thought that
delete
this
what?
is not what he wanted to get
Code
into.
from
But later he
given
realized his
data
passion
set.
again when he started playing games
Now,
again. So
I'm going to show
he
you
wants to
different
get
ways
back
you
into
can do
coding,
that,
the
but let me show
whole
you the
game.
direct
Then
method first.
in that way, then
Let
you
me
should not start off with
minimize this.
Python. Maybe you should start off
Now,
with C++
the step.
itself, or whatever language you
Instead,
work with,
look
because
at
then you
the
already have
table
a basic
you
understanding,
want the tag
and
from
you've already had the
the
basic understanding. Then you
From
can
the
go
Amazon data.
topics also.
So let me
Again,
use the head.
choosing a language can
From
be
the head
difficult
here,
in another way also, because you have a
remove
lot of different things like
block type.
to take in factor, like what kind of project you're
From the
doing.
healthcare
So
data claim,
I told you
remove
guys, if you want to start off with language,
So how do
start
I
with
clean up
Python.
this?
But if you want to start off with a
Step
particular
number
project,
one,
suppose you're making an
select
iOS app,
the data,
then you should definitely
all the
use
data that you have
Swift.
loaded in
Swift
your
is,
data
as you can see,
are
this is
all
instead
mentioned
of
here.
using
Okay?
JavaScript, you
So
can't use
if
it.
you
So you
have
need to
more
use
than
Swift.
one,
Or if you're working with
please
Android, then
select
you need to work with
the
Java
very
and
one
Kotlin.
what
Or if you're
you
working with any
desire
websites, then you need to know again JavaScript, HTML,
So
CSS,
once you have
Node.js,
that,
PHP, Django, all these
on
different kinds of
Doctor,
languages. Or
click
if you want to
on
become a
Doctor.
data scientist, then you have to work with Python
Okay.
again, and then
You go to
either R
Doctor.
or MATLAB also.
From
You can work with
Doctor,
any
you
of these.
navigate to where you
And then
have
software development, if you want to get into software development, C Sharp and Java are a good choice. And then game development, if you're really into creating games, then you can start off by learning C++ and C Sharp.
navigate
So again,
choose
guys, there are
delete.
a lot of factors
So
you're deciding what kind of language you want to choose. I suggest Python because Python is really easy to use, and it has a lot of use cases. It has really powerful algorithms that you can use, and a lot of powerful libraries that you can make use of.
Use this option.
All right, guys. So other than languages, what kind of tools can you use? So,
With the list of
so
all
what is
the
debugging?
volumes
So if once you start coding, right, you will find a lot of errors in your code. Like maybe you made a page of code and it basically tells you the time. And right now it's not working. In the compiler, you're getting a particular error. You're getting an error that this particular thing is missing. So how do you check that out? Because in the starting, you'll be working by yourself because you're learning the basics. So you can make use of Google. Google is one of the best tools out there. Search that error. Whatever error you get, search it. If you search it, you'll find that there are other people out there who made similar mistakes like you've made.
So if I click
That's why I wouldn't recommend ever starting with the
check the data,
because with the book you are narrowed down and you can't ask anyone for help. So learning online is like a really good opportunity. So use Google in your debugging. So debugging would be basically removing that bug, that's the error, and you Google it, you'll find a lot of different sources that will tell you how you can solve your error. And this is where Stack Overflow comes in. Now, Stack Overflow is something you're going to be hearing a lot of times. Like Stack Overflow is very important if you're getting into coding. So remember, Stack Overflow is basically a place. It's like Quora, but it's for like technical stuff. You ask questions and people will try to answer back. With, people who are, suppose you're answering a question in Python, then a person who is really, good at Python will try to answer a question. Now,
So
Stack
let's say
Overflow has a really good
I'm
community,
not seeing
but
gender.
we IntelliPath
So right now,
also
my
have a really good
selection is on
community. If you
what?
go ahead and ask a
Name,
question,
right?
then we will
So
also,
if I
there are
type
people in our
gender
community
here,
that will try to answer these questions also.
if I
So
type
this is how you
gender,
can, solve your
once I type
debugging
the
and
first
try debugging.
keyword, it will
And
come
these are your
out what?
debugging
The
tools.
list.
And then you have
So I'll
version
select
control
here.
systems. Now, remember, guys, if you're working on software development,
So once I've
then you'll
selected this,
definitely be
the
using,
next step is for me
writing
to
code.
what?
You'll be
To
coding.
keyword.
So
Okay.
where will you write,
Now, what
store
what
this?
you have once
So
I
if I
select
wanted
okay.
to give you a
So
brief,
what your selection
of
has
what
moved
Git
to what?
is, Git is basically a place where you
So
store
this
your
option is actually needed
and
when you
why
have
I wrote
many
version
what
control
headers.
system here is because
But at the moment you are not
when
seeing
you're
the
writing
first
your,
one,
like,
you
let's say an
want
example,
what?
if you have a project, right?
Delete or
Your
you want to
project might
focus on.
have
So you set
different, like your first
because
iteration of a
wherever it
project.
is,
You made your
if you
project
scroll
and it
up
works
here,
really
I'll show
fine.
you.
But now you want
Let's
to add more
assume that
features to
I
it.
want to set
Once
the
you start
version.
adding more
Okay?
features to it, you
But
create a new
initially,
version of your
you
project.
notice
It's like
that
having
up
different
to
versions
is not
of an app.
on the view.
You'll have application
Code.
version
So
1,
now
application
we can
version
go
2,
back
application
again,
version 3.
and
Now,
then
for
I'll say go
codes
to
of
column.
all of those threes will be
Then I
totally
will now
separate.
set for what?
And that's how
Hospital.
that's why, like, that's a
then we
basic
want to click.
explanation of what Git will
So
do.
now what? Bring what?
So if you are confused right
my
now, don't
focus.
worry, just learn how
Now,
to use Git. Git is
now
very
that I've
important
cleaned
for
what
any
you
coder
want,
out there.
if I discover
And
that
know
you
that
need to
it
delete
basically
it,
is used for
then I will
storing
now
your code.
proceed to what?
Then you
Remove
have your
what?
integrated development
So this
environment.
option
You
I've
have
helped me to fetch
IntelliJ,
it.
Visual Studio,
Now,
and Android
to
Studio.
delete
All of
it,
these
I'll
different
select what?
studios
Remove column.
are basically
I'll remove
places
it.
where you write the code.
Now, pay
Now, you
attention.
write
I want
the
to
code
explain
in
something here.
them,
One of the
and you're
difference
making
between
use of the functionality they
basic
give you.
cleaning
Now,
in
suppose you're
Power
writing your
BI
code
and Excel
in
is that
one of
if
these
you are using
IDE,
Power
integrated
BI,
development environments.
all
You
your
want to
steps
use
will
a
be
piece
recorded
of
here
code
in
that
case
is
you want to go
very
back.
long and you don't
So
want
for
to write it from the
example, these are
scratch.
different actions
So
that
you
are
can just
performed.
use the
In
libraries
order
it
to
provides
return
you or
this,
any
I will just
plugins
click here. It
separately.
will just
So
what?
just remember
Bring
that
it back
IDE is
to
a
the
place
data.
where you're going to be writing a code and using a lot of its
So
functionalities from
that
here
is
and there.
telling me that
So
what?
guys,
Are you
these are the
sure you
different
want to
tools
delete
you'll
this
need
step?
to know.
I'll say what?
And
Yes.
choose,
So to
basically
remove it
choose
and
the
return it
tool
back.
based on the language.
This
Like,
was another
or
step
choose
that I performed.
any
I'll say
integrated.
I want
Like,
to what?
there are
Remove it. So
different
return it
integrated
back.
development environments out there. You
Unlike
have a
a
Visual
C,
Studio
you
Code
can
that can be
click
used
on
for
to
different
if they are
languages
in
also, but it's mainly
serial.
used for C Sharp, C++, Visual
But
Basic,
yeah,
etc.
even if
And if you
you
want to work with
perform
Python,
the
you have
first
your
step,
integrated
second
development
step, the first
environments
step,
like
if you want
IDLE
to remove the
or
middle step,
PyCharm,
you can
etc.
remove it without
All
affecting
right, guys. Now,
what?
how do
The
you
first
choose,
and
go ahead and
the
choose
last
a
step.
project? Now, choosing a project is as
So I
important as
want you to play
completing the
around
project
that I
itself,
just did now.
because you're going to be,
Just look at it. Delete one of the
using this as your
options.
main objective, your
That
main
is
goal.
the method I've used now.
It's like,
And then,
suppose
okay,
now again, what you want to do,
let's
that
continue.
particular thing
Now,
will fall
let's
into
look
a
at
domain.
another
Now, say that
cleaning.
you could be creating a website. Now, website will fall into a
Another
domain of
cleaning
web
tab,
development. So there are multiple different web domains.
which
So let's
is
discuss them. So you
uh,
have web development. Web development, you can see all the different languages you'll
how
be
to
choosing,
change
like your JavaScript, HTML,
data
CSS,
type,
Node.js, PHP,
how to change
Django,
data type,
etc. And you guys see, if you notice, Django is
how to
basically used for
change
writing the
what?
backend,
Data
and
type.
it again is based on Python. So you see how important Python is.
So what do I
Then you have a
mean by
different domain like
changing data
Android, we're
type?
using Java and Kotlin. Then you're using iOS, Swift, and
How to
for
change
data science
data
and
type.
data
Now, for
engineering,
example,
Python or MATLAB. Software development, Java, C Sharp, Python again. Game development, C++, C Sharp. So you have so many different domains you can choose from. Choose the one that you're interested in,
Power BI. Once you
and
see this capital
try to
letter
find that,
ABC,
and try to find something that has a use.
that is text-based data. Once you
All
see
right.
1, 2, 3, that is
So
what?
I've told you
Integer,
how
whole
you can
number.
start.
Remember in Python.
Now
Now,
let's see
once
the
you
learning
see-
path for a coder.
Once you see something like
As a, in learning
this,
path,
this
you'll
is what
be,
it is.
so first of
want
all,
to
what
see
you should
whether
do
we
is
have
you
float.
should make sure that
Once
you're
you
learning
see
online, because
1.2,
you can learn in
that
classes also,
float
but
is
online is
really
just
big.
much more easier.
Good.
You
Now,
have your own
this
self-pace and
is-
you can do it by yourself.
This is
I recommend
float.
trying and going out, those
This is
websites
number.
out there like free
If I want to change it to
that
float,
provide, help you
let's
in
say in
coding,
my
basically,
instances, it's requesting for what?
give you small
This value
tutorials where you
in-
learn the
in
basics of
what?
coding.
Float.
Or
And it's a
if you
must for
want,
me to what? To
if you
convert
want to
from
be
integer
instructed
to
by
what?
someone,
To
if you
float.
want to be
So how do I do that?
taught by someone who has had
Step.
years of
Right click
experience in a
on the
particular
heading
language, then you can get online
click
courses.
on the heading.
Now we here at
select
provide a lot of different courses.
Platform.
And if you're choosing a language, like suppose you're choosing
Select
Python, you have a
change
lot of
data
things you
type.
can do.
Where is it here?
You have the
Should
Python
be.
certification training. So
Or just
basically,
click on
you will be taught by different by people
That's
who
supposed to
are
be right
well
clicking.
versed in Python, who've been working with Python for years in the industry. They have a lot of experience. So if you have any doubt, they will be able to answer it without any hesitation.
Yes, so
Or
good.
at
You
least
select
they will
what?
try.
Change type. Room number.
Guys,
You select
get
what? Change
certified.
type. So you
Certification
can see that
help you
the
a lot,
current
especially
data
if you
type
don't
is
have a
what?
CS degree
Whole
or if you
number,
don't have a
right?
degree.
That is
If
why
you don't have a
I
degree at
refer
all,
to them
it's
as what?
okay.
Integer.
Doesn't matter.
Now, I
Just
want to
try to
change
get a
it to
certification
any of
and
these
build your
other
skills.
types.
Build your skills, add projects to your
You
resumes.
right-click on
Do
it.
all of those
Then you
things.
go
Will
to
greatly help
change
you out.
type.
And if you're a
So to
person who
change
does
type,
not
you
have
see different types of
any
data.
degree
So let's say
that's
I want to
relevant, like
change
you
to
don't have a CS degree or
fixed
any,
number
then again that is also
or
fine.
decimal number, which
Coding
becomes
is something that is
the float.
easy to
So
start
if I
with.
click here,
You can easily
I want
start
to
it
check
off
what
and
happens.
get into it
Because
really easily
the
also.
selected column has an existing what? Type conversion.
All right, guys.
Will you like to replace the existing conversion? You say what? Replace what? Correct. Once you do that,
so in your learning path, you should start off with learning the basics of the coding. You've chosen a field already, your domain, the project, the tools, the language you'll be working with. Then go ahead and learn all the basics. Learning the basics should take you about a month. I mean, if you're starting from beginning, you know nothing about coding. You're starting off from scratch. Even then, it will just take you a month to learn all the basics, all the fundamentals of coding out there, especially if you're working with Python. From there on, learning the advanced topics may take up to a few months, and mastering them even may take up to a year. Now, have you heard of any skill that you can complete and learn so easily, so fast? Well, coding is that particular field. You can learn the basics very fast. You can master the advanced elements also pretty fast, etc. So, what for learning path, what you can do is you can either get certified from any of the companies out there, like in Telepath, we provide you certification where people help you out, you have your online instructors. Or what you can do is you can basically check out our blogs, our channels. If you look up our YouTube channel, we have a very good courses that we give out for free. Like they don't have projects with them, and nobody teaches you, like no trainer will be able to answer your doubts, but they're still really good and professionally made, and they'll help you start off. They'll give you a platform to start off. So you guys can go and check them, or if you want, you can check out our blogs also. And remember, guys, if you have any doubts that you're not able to answer, then you can go ahead and type them in our community. So if you can just type in telepath/community. And as you can see, you can easily just log in and register and then go ahead and ask a question if you're having any doubts. So guys, that was it for learning path. You basically gotten to know how you can.
Now let's look at another cleaning task. Another cleaning task is.
All right. So the last thing we're going to discuss is what kind of jobs can you expect.
How to split code.
Now, you've gotten into coding. You at least got an idea. And let's just give you the juicy part now. What kind of job? There are different fields out there. You have your cloud computing, software development, game development, machine learning, data science, big data, web development. There are so many different domains out there for you to choose. Because you can use coding in all of these different fields. Obviously, coding is not going to be the only thing.
Good.
You start off by coding. You'll master the elements of coding. Then you will go ahead and specialize in few areas. If you suppose, let me give you an example. If you're going to cloud computing, you'll learn the architecture of the cloud. So that is again knowledge you're getting. If you're going to software development, you'll have to utilize all the different DevOps things and cloud. A lot of different things to use software development. And game development is a very new field. So it started off recently. And it also has a lot of opportunities. It's going to be a little bit more different than all the other fields, but it utilizes a lot of elements, fields as well as coding.
Or by the number of what
characters. This is a very, very big buzz because machine learning is like a very sought after.
Or by the
a lot
space,
of
space
people
between
go ahead and
you have
learn,
to choose one of these.
get very good at machine learning and get paid really high salaries because,
that will not give
machine
me
learning is
option.
the future.
Under by
Then you have
limited,
data science,
by
where you're basically studying. So you'll be making use of a lot of other elements like mathematics and statistics.
That is where
but
I
you'll
have
be using
what
coding
equal
also.
sign.
And again,
So
for
let's
data
go
science, you
split.
guys know Python
Because
is very
look at this now
Python is
between
important for
Bobby and Jackson
Then you have
split,
big data.
right? And
There you're
even
doing
they have used
analyzing a
command
lot
to
of
separate it,
data coming
then I will have chosen what?
and then you have web development.
So I'll
So
stick
guys,
to
these are
that
just
space,
a few domains
and
that I've
then
listed.
click
There are a lot
OK.
more
Then you
domains
watch what's
out there.
going to
You can
happen.
look for them.
So it has
Because if
separated
your
the
interest lies in
now.
particular
You
field,
now have
then you can
things
go
like
and
this in
look
Excel.
at that particular field. Suppose let me give you the
So you
quick
can see the
example.
level of A and
So
explain that here. So
data
now that
analysis
have
happens in cricket
completed,
also because
that will
you
not
have to
take
figure out
another clean
how long
class.
the player
Which
will
means what?
last,
How
in
do I
the
rename
how
them?
many runs will he make,
Because
and
these have
how's
to be
the
what?
weather going
First,
to be. So
why this will be
in
what?
that kind of
Sunday.
field,
I
you'll
need
be
to
using.
label
So
it
look at the
accordingly.
field you are
Do you
interested in.
understand that first?
Find a
So let me
particular
quickly allow you
topic
to
that you
split
want to
before we look
do,
at the
like a
renaming
project you want
aspect.
to do.
Said how to rename
Hello and welcome to this session on
data
the top
code,
AWS
how to
DevOps interview
rename
questions and answers by
data code.
Intellibat.
Now
In
to rename is
2024,
very simple. Just
AWS
double-click on
and
it.
DevOps were among the
And
most
then you
sought
type, let's
after
say this one is
in-demand
what?
topics,
First
and they're
name.
expected to continue this trend into
This one is first
2025.
name.
So, whether you're aiming for a
Then
high-paying
you
job
also
or broadening
have
your
to
cloud
click
knowledge,
here.
understanding both
This one
AWS
can be
and DevOps
surname.
becomes crucial. In this video, we'll cover some of
Okay.
the most
Now,
fundamental
we
aspects
know
of
that
AWS DevOps,
it
such
generated,
as
I
CI/CD
believe, where we
pipelines,
stated, so
infrastructure
we
as
have
code,
SS
containerization,
what?
and cloud monitoring. So, without
We
any
have
further ado,
SS, we
let's
have
jump right in
SS
with the first question on my list.
So thank
Why
God that
do we
we
combine
just learned how to
AWS and
delete,
DevOps?
right? So I will just
AWS
select
and
this
DevOps
one,
are combined
hold down the
because
shift button
AWS
and
provides
select
the
this one.
infrastructure that is
I'm selecting
required to
those
run an
columns
application,
because I
and
want to
DevOps, on the
remove
other
them
hand,
from the data.
focuses on making
Then
sure
I will
that
now
the
go to
development and operations
this what,
teams are
column
working
what,
together.
remove.
This combination ensures that whenever an update is
Now I
made to an
have
application,
my
it
read
is
data.
deployed
You can
and
see how
updated across all
we are
servers,
processing
which in
this
turn
particular
minimizes the
data.
downtime and
Exactly.
increases user satisfaction.
Now let's focus
On to our
on,
next question. So,
before we
now
focus on
second
row, you can see
question
that all
is
these data
name the
cleaning
popular
techniques
AWS services
that
and
we
their
are
purpose.
running since
So,
falls
there
under
are a lot
what?
of AWS
Dealing
services out
with
there that you can name, but make
So
sure
I'm still
the
coming to
services
rows.
naming
So if,
you're
for
familiar
example, you
with them,
find
because I've
errors
said this
within your
before that
rows,
whatever
how
answer
do
you're
you
going
also
to give,
what?
the
Remove that
interviewer is going
entire
to
row.
ask that the
Now,
next question
there
based
are
on the
still
previous
few
answer that you
of
gave.
them that are
So the
remaining
services
that
that
have
you
to
will
work with
name,
coding.
make sure that
For example,
they're
now,
popular.
how to
You
remove
know.
errors.
So the three that I'm
That's the
going to
next
choose
one.
here,
How do I
EC2
remove
instance,
errors?
S3 bucket, and
To remove
RDS
error
service,
from your
which
data,
again is very famous
once you
and
have
very popular.
identified the column
EC2
you are
instance is used for
suspecting,
scalable
let's
virtual
assume
server
that
hosting.
you are
You can host
suspecting
a virtual
error
network, or
in
it's
this
like a
particular
virtual
block
PC
type column.
that you have on
So
the
how do we
AWS Cloud
remove it?
EC2 instance. S3 bucket is
How
used
do
for
we remove
operational
it?
storage to store and retrieve files. S3 buckets are where you it's storage. It's not a computer like EC2 instance. It's where you can store both unstructured and structured data inside S3 buckets. Then there is RDS. RDS provides a lot of databases. There is SQL, MySQL, MariaDB.
Good. So you can click on it and select
is also there. So there are a lot of
remove
databases that
errors.
you can find inside RDS and put them
Right
into use.
click on the
So,
particular
now
code
let's move on to our
where
next
you are
question.
suspecting the
Obviously,
error and
what is
select
an
what?
EC2 instance? You
Remove
answered
what?
it.
Error.
Now it becomes
Now,
a question.
before you
So,
remove
an
the
EC2
error,
instance, like I said
if
before,
possible,
it's a virtual
take
server
note
or a
of
computer which
the
is
total
provided
number
to you
of
by
records
AWS.
you have.
The best
So by
part
the time
about
you run
EC2
this
instance is
command,
that it allows
if
users
the
to
numbers
get
of record
virtual
reduce,
computing resources.
that tells you that
What
error
is
has
virtual
what
computing
removed.
resources?
But now
Virtual
let me
computing
run it. I'll
resources
just
are the
select remove
CPU,
error.
memory,
So after
storage, and
removing
network
error,
that you can get
if I have checked before the
or you
total
can
number
host
of
on your
record
EC2
we
instance.
have,
And
they are
based on the workload, it can be scaled up or
in
down.
this
What is
data
this?
set.
Say you have CPU, RAM,
They
and
are
database. These
500.
are the computational resources or the virtual computing resources
500.
that this EC2 instance is
Let
providing
me
you.
just.
Now, based on the traffic on your website, say there's a lot of, say it's Christmas season,
They are 900 and
and
what?
there is a lot
Now
of
let
traffic
me
on your
undo
website,
that particular
and
action
this computational
to see
resources
whether
will
I
not be
will
enough.
have
You
more
need
than
to
this.
increase the number of databases. You
Or
need to
if I'm
improve
still
the
having
computing power
exactly
in the
this,
RAM.
it means that what there was no error what removed.
Scale it
So
up,
after removing this,
add
if I
more
go back
CPU or
now,
more RAM or
you see
more
that what?
databases according to how much
If
you
I go
want.
back now,
And then you can decrease them
let's go
just
there
as
to
easily
check.
as you increase them. That is the major benefit of using an EC2 instance. Moving on to our next question. What is an S3 bucket and what is it commonly used for? S3 bucket, as discussed previously, is a container in AWS that is used to store various objects. Like I said, S3 buckets can store both structured and unstructured unstructured data. Another interesting fact about S3 buckets is that you can even host your static websites on an S3 bucket. You can also store files like files, images, videos, etc. Like I said, structured and unstructured data.
So you can see
what
that
we
errors
commonly
were
use for?
actually removed
It's obviously used for storing and backing up
because
data, huge
after
amounts
we
of
remove
data,
the error,
hosting static
it stopped
website like
at
I
what?
talked before, and storing
And
large
what?
amounts of unstructured data like your videos,
Okay,
images.
so depending on what it sees
Moving on
as
to the next
what
question.
error,
How
but
does
to
an
you, if they are
availability
error,
zone
fine.
differ from a region?
Now, there's another
A
option
region
there. How
is
to
a
remove
geographical area which is
now
separate
that
and
we
independent
confirm
from
more
the
to
field.
me
Look
whether
at this
those
example.
things, those records
Now
that
we
we
have two
removed
regions in this
were
example. This
actually
is region
errors
1, this is
is
region 2.
when I run this
How they are
command.
independent of each other and they are different.
This
There is no
command.
connection between the two of them.
There's
Availability
a
zone on the other
command that
hand
will run
is located inside
that
a
will
region.
tell me
It is
if
equipped with
those
independent power
information
and
were actually was
how?
error, which
Let me
is
show you how. So
I
we
have
already talked
remove
about regions.
duplicate,
Now availability zone is
remove
located
other
inside a
column.
region where
Okay,
these are
so
availability
that's
zones.
not what
How
I meant. I
availability
think
zones
that's
look
what we
like.
call to duplicate.
This is your region. This is your region 2.
Now, look up,
Now
yes,
in region
look
1,
up, look up.
you
There are
have
some other
4
things
different
we need to do.
availability zones and look how they're all
For
connected
example,
to each
now,
other and they all
if
have
the whole
enough
of this
independent
data
power
set,
and networking to
what
work
I
on
need
their
to
own.
do my
Same goes
analysis
for region 2. Here there
is
are
just
3
what
availability zones
the
and look at how
gender
they have
and
their
the plot
individual
type,
servers to keep
which
them
means that what
working. Now why do we
every
need so
other
many
column should be
availability zones
deleted.
when we have regions?
So
It is
instead of
there
us going
to
through the manual
increase
way
the fault
of selecting
tolerance.
the one
Say if
after
this
the
one
other,
availability zone
just
fails,
because you want to
then the
retain
traffic
just
can be
two columns.
rerouted to these 3.
So what you do is that you
Meaning that
select
this
those two
region will
columns
keep on working even if
that
one
you
of
want
the
to retain,
zones fail.
and then
That's
by
why
the time you
see
right
availability
click,
zones inside the
you
region.
will see this option that says
So it
what
ensures high
remove
availability
other
and fault
columns.
tolerance like I talked
So
about.
this one
Moving
knows
on to the
that
next
okay,
question.
outside the ones selected,
DevOps in
they are the ones
simple
we what
terms.
remove.
DevOps,
So
as
if
the
I
name
click here,
suggests,
it will
it is
remove
a
every
combination
other column
of
and
development
retain
and
only the
operations.
the
So DevOps
ones
combines the
selected.
principles of
So this is
development or
another
dev
fastest
and
way
operations,
you
ops,
can
and
actually
production.
was
So
delete
development part have your
column.
coding, planning, building, and testing.
So
And
another task I
operations
want
have
to
your
show
release,
us
deploy,
is
operating, and monitoring.
which
When
I
you
feel
combine these
that
two
it
together, you get DevOps.
very important we learn
It
is
improves
how
the collaboration,
replace
automate
value,
workflows, and ensure fast
how to
delivery of
replace
high-quality
value,
software. If you must have
how
studied
to
even a
replace
little bit
value,
about software engineering, you must have heard about the waterfall model, in which you cannot go back
how
to
to
the previous
replace
step,
value.
only keep on going forward. So what DevOps essentially solves is when you're continuously
be
developing
documenting
and you're
yourself,
continuously
but now you
testing
have
it at the
time
same
to
time,
go through them.
if there were
What
any
is that?
changes or any
Now,
adjustments, you will detect it
in
at a
what
very
scenario we
early
can
stage.
actually use
But if you're
this
following the
replace value?
waterfall model, then
So I
once
want
you've
to look
developed
up here.
everything and then you're testing
Supposing
at the
where
very
you
end,
have
and then you realize this
minus
feature was supposed to be there, but it's not. So that's
that is
like
a
it
B
gets
minus,
too late.
right?
Even if
B
you were
minus,
to change anything, it
B
would get too
negative.
late.
Good.
Another
You
problem is
want it to be
if you wanted
replaced
to add
with
any new features
H
and your product has
negative.
already developed now, and now there is no going back. So the
Adibi,
new
that
feature that you
is
thought about
what
that
you are
you should
asking.
add,
Or
you will
it
never
can
be able
be
to add it.
any
So
of
all
these.
of these
Maybe
problems
you
are solved
mistakenly
with DevOps. When you are
write
developing
Jackson,
and your operations team is
and
continuously
everywhere,
testing
any
it,
place you have
so in
Jackson
that case, all of
should
these
be replaced with
adjustments
prosper.
become
So
minute
anytime you want to
adjustments and
replace
they get
value
solved at a
in
very
your
early
code,
stage, or they can
there is a
predict at a
method
very
that
early
can help you.
stage.
But in this case, let's say we are
So there are
replacing
a lot of
B
DevOps
negative with
tools,
what?
very famous
H
DevOps
what?
tools like
Negative.
Terraform and
So the
CloudFormation,
step
which provide
would be
infrastructure as a
you
code.
right click on
We'll
it
discuss
and
more about what
select
terms are in the upcoming.
replace
But
value.
when you're giving an interview,
Replace
don't talk too
value.
much. Don't talk
Now
about the terms you're not
it's
familiar
going
with.
to prompt
But
us
just so
a
that when this
dialog box.
topic comes in
The
the
first
later
text
sections,
box
you won't be surprised.
expect
That's
us
why I
to
just need to
write the
reiterate.
existing word.
Terraform and CloudFormation provides infrastructure
Okay,
as a
which is
code.
what?
I
B
tell you what
what?
they are in the
Minus,
upcoming slides.
right? So search for it and
DevOps
replace it
also
with what?
focuses on continuous
H what?
integration, continuous
Minus.
delivery, and
Then
automation.
click
Continuous
OK.
integration
Now
as in
watch
whatever
out.
changes are being
You
made,
see that all the
continuously they're
places
getting
where you
integrated to
have
your software.
B negative
Continuous delivery,
have now changed to what?
changes are
H
integrated
what?
to your
Negative.
application.
These are data
It is
cleaning
delivered to the end users as
settings.
well, like version 1, version
Somebody must have
2, version
wrongly computed a value.
1.1, in such a way.
And to
And
them,
automation is
they have sent you
tools
the
like
data
Terraform and CloudFormation.
before
to
calling
use
you that well,
repetitive
there's an
workflows,
error.
which
Please
saves
go
a
to
lot
that
of
data. Wherever you have this,
Moving on, why
change
is
it to what?
automation
To this.
important
So if
in
you are using
DevOps?
Power BI, you are
Before
lucky.
you understand
Even in
why it is
Excel, you can
important,
do it
you
using
need to
what? Find and
know
what?
what automation is. I
Replace.
already told you they are the tools. Automation refers to
So
the
let me
tools
allow
and
you
the
to
scripts.
practice that
Like
for a while.
Terraform is there.